Coming up tonight on YCN News, the New Hampshire House passes a bipartisan roll call vote on a bill to expand Medicaid in the state. The sign-up date for medical insurance under the Affordable Health Care Act is getting near. And a plan that may have brought some cash into Brattleboro's town coffers failed for the second year in a row. For more news, weather, and sports, it's time for YCN, your local view.
Now, your daily digest of the Dartmouth Lake Sunapee region, southern Vermont, and Windsor County. News, sports, weather, and all that is happening in our area. The news on YCN, your local view.
Good evening, and welcome to this Tuesday edition of YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. The New Hampshire House passed on a bipartisan roll call vote today a bill to expand Medicaid in the state. The vote that earlier passed in the Senate and is officially known as Senate Bill, or SB 413, received 202 yes votes compared to 132 no votes. Today's passage of SB 413 means the state will use federal Medicaid expansion dollars to fund a program of privately delivered health care to about 50,000 men and women in New Hampshire. In Sullivan County, every Democrat present for the roll call voted yes. These state reps include John Cloutier, Ray Gagnon, Suzanne Gottling, Virginia Irwin, Cynthia Sweeney, and Linda Tanner. Voting against the bill were Sullivan County Republicans Joe Osgood and Stephen Smith. However, Republican James Grenier voted for the bill. Absent or excused from voting today were Republican Skip Rollins, Democrat Andrew Schmidt, and Democrat Andrew O'Hearn. O'Hearn's full-time job is as a Claremont police officer. Democrat Benjamin Lefebvre also did not vote today or was excused from voting. SB 413 now moves to Governor Maggie Hassan's office. Hassan is expected to sign the bill into law. The path to approval in the Senate and now the House took several months of committee hearings and compromise legislation. The Senate passed the bill by a 14-9 vote. State Senator Bob Odell voted for passage of SB 413 earlier this month. House Speaker Terry Norelli praised her colleagues for their work and service throughout the bill's review. Governor Maggie Hassan says in a statement issued today that expanding Medicaid will save businesses money and encourage preventative care. Hassan also says the bipartisan manner in which House and Senate members work to solve a problem involving needy New Hampshire residents. Speaking of health care, the sign-up date for medical insurance under the Affordable Health Care Act is getting near. March 31st, Monday, is the last day to sign up. For more information, go to healthcare.gov. The next open enrollment date is not until 2015. When YCN News returns, we'll continue with more news.
The YCN News continues in a moment.
Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. A water main break on Evans Street in Lebanon has been fixed, city officials report. After-school activities scheduled for the Hanover Street School and Lebanon High Schools have been canceled. All other activities planned today for the city's other schools will go on as scheduled. The 8th grade parent night has been rescheduled until 5:30 p.m. Thursday at the high school. The water main break was reported around 8 a.m. this morning. Cities and towns in both New Hampshire and Vermont are always on the search for new revenue. A plan that may have brought some cash into Brattleboro's town coffers failed for the second year in a row. During Saturday's annual town meeting, representatives elected by voters to speak for them did not pass a local option tax. A local option tax rate would be a tax imposed within the city on certain goods. In this case, the warrant article asked for a 1% increase on some retail items. Money raised by a local option tax rate remains in the city or town in which it is collected. This additional revenue does not go to the state. The Reformer newspaper, published in Brattleboro, reports the article was defeated on a voice vote. Brattleboro residents registered to vote approved on March 4th, town meeting day, a non-binding resolution in favor of the local option tax. Yet when all was said and done at Saturday's representative town meeting, the wider group of voters' wishes were not carried out. Brattleboro Selectman David Scholes said property taxes would rise to raise more money without a passage of local option tax. Even so, he said this was better than an additional tax Brattleboro merchants would have to impose on customers.
The YCN News continues in a moment. YCN is now better to see with HD TV, over the air and on cable with 2 HD channels and online. In addition to our TDS 13 and Comcast 20 and 21, you can also find us at Comcast HD 712 and HD 713. Our award-winning local programs are all in high definition, complemented by our 4 program networks: Outside Television, Retro TV, Tough TV, and PBJ. YCN is your local view.
Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. Now Matt McDonald will have a look at our weather for the next 5 days, and he'll take a look at some local college sports.
Thanks, Rose. Tomorrow we're expecting snow showers with highs in the 30s and a low of 5 degrees, so dress warm. Thursday we'll have a high of 38 degrees with lows in the 20s. Friday and Saturday we're expecting rain, and temperatures will rise to bring highs in the upper 40s with lows in the 30s. Sunday will be cloudy with a high of 47 degrees and lows in the 20s. And now let's look at the northeastern and national radar maps. Now let's look at our community calendar. Tomorrow has a variety of events and meetings coming up. Grantham and Wilmot, New Hampshire will be holding their selectmen's meetings at 5 p.m. Norwich, Vermont is holding its select board meeting at 6:30 p.m. tomorrow. If you're in the Hanover area Wednesday night, check out the Hops performance with the Arditi Quartet and Israel Galvin for some great music at 7 p.m. Remember, you can submit local events from your community by sending them to news@ycnnow.com. And now let's look at some upcoming college sports games that you can check out. At Colby Sawyer College, the women's lacrosse team will host Keene State College on Wednesday at 4 p.m. in New London, New Hampshire. It should be a cloudy day instead of a snowy day because last weekend's lacrosse game was canceled due to weather. The CSC Chargers women's lacrosse team is 2-2 overall. Their first season game began on March 8th with Salem State. UVM will also be hosting a women's lacrosse game in Burlington, Vermont. They will battle Dartmouth College on Wednesday at 3 p.m.